Okay, so this is just a basic rundown of ways to keep from SI. And I'm also going to put in tips on how to hide cutting scars simply because, like, if you're gonna do it, you might as well, mm, like, I don't know. Well, I guess you shouldn't really hide them from. I think some people you should hide them from, like, people that you know wouldn't react well to it. Like, for me, my cousin, I know she wouldn't react well to it because she made a Facebook status about it, actually, that she had, like, just found out that, sorry, that people do it, and she was like, like, that's disgusting. And so I'm like, okay. So, if you're easily triggered, don't watch this video because there's a doll that I have here um, that has red marks on her arms and her legs. So if you can't handle that, don't watch. Okay, so about my doll. She's actually a Cabbage Patch, but um, all cloth ones are actually better. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't make up this idea myself. I got it from I drank the seawater slash Melissa seawater. I love her videos so much. Um, and so basically, I made marks on her on where I want to mark myself, and um, and I kind of made her look the way I feel, and I have cuts and stuff there and there. I tried to make her look like me as much as possible as far as cuts and scars, and then most of these were from one urge that I had. So it was a bad one, but um, and I also drew that on her because, like I said, that's how I feel. So she really helps, and now I just want to like I just want to like fall asleep with her. But because of her hard head, I can't. Um, Another thing, journaling. You'd be surprised how much it helps. There are some nights where I'm really really upset. I write 4 pages, double-sided, in my journal. Um, and if you have a like my family respects my journal. Like even like I can like leave it out in the open, and they won't touch it, and it's really nice. Um, but uh, a if you have a family that doesn't respect your privacy like mine does, then I would recommend hiding it, um, getting your dresser or something. Or if you're like me and in like areas where you can just like reach it in the middle of the night, then you could have it like under your pillow or something, or or on your end table, like in a box, like in a shoe box or something. Um, Another thing that helps me, mostly because I'm a Christian, Bible. Yeah, it helps me so much. There are actually the Bible actually talks about a man who is demon possessed. It's Mark 5, I think. Mark chapter 5. Um, yeah, it's either Mark or Matthew chapter 5. Of a man who is demon possessed, and he cuts his wrist with a rock, and then Jesus casts out the demon, and like I found that was pretty cool. Um, who was it that I saw in Matthew? In the book of Matthew, it said, well, someone in the book of Matthew actually hung himself. So it talks about it does talk about suicide and self injury. So yeah, and the last thing that I can think of at the moment is listening to awesome music. That makes you happy. Or you can listen to Evanescence, Red, Within Temptation, um, Skillet, Flyleaf, bands like that. If you want more, then just PM me or comment, and I will reply. I mean, for me, Paramore is a major one, because this album Nick got me for Christmas. Yeah. And then ways to hide it if they're on your arms: fingerless gloves, wristbands, hoodies. If they're on your legs, if they're below your knee, then you can wear knee highs. If they're on your thigh, you can wear tights. And then, yeah. And if they're on your stomach, those are pretty easy to hide. Yeah, so that's about it. Hey, I made this video under 10 minutes. They went through really fast. Oh, one thing I forgot. When I was a kid, the way I coped with abuse and stuff was collecting stuffies. It's kind of childish, and if your friends make fun of you for it, screw them, because if it helps, if it stops you from cutting or whatever self-injury that you do, then hey, it works. It does, because that's how I coped with it as a kid. Of course, it's easier if you're a kid, because people are less likely to make fun of you, but yeah, screw them if they make fun of you. I'm just saying. So, yeah, oh yeah, and there's also like punching bags and stuff you can get. Or one thing my mom let me do was, I was like really frustrated, and I needed to, just let all my frustration out, and I told her that, and I was like, I feel like the only way to calm myself down and to let all this anger out is to cut. And she was saying, it's like, okay, well, and then she was like, I have an idea. So she grabbed oven mitts and was like, here, throw these against the wall. I was like, okay. And it helped. I did it for like an hour and a half. It helped. Of course, it takes longer than cutting does, but I'm trying to quit. So that's the main thing. It's quitting, no matter what it takes. So, but I strongly recommend this for obvious reasons, because it helps. And by the way, I'm not religious. I am a Christian. There's a big difference.